Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Happy Friday, happy Breeders' Cup Day 1, happy pre-weekend, and welcome to a bonus extravaganza edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you live today from Seaside Subs in Deerfield Beach in the Cove Shopping Plaza. Come on out. Crowds are streaming in for the lunch. They do a great lunch rush here, great sandwiches, and welcome to Jeff Defo DeForest, Mike Lubie Lubitz. Defo, this is a plaza that you are completely familiar with, right? How's it feel to be back in daylight?
I used to come here a long time ago. They always had a pretty good crowd there at what was the Cove, or Two Georges. And many years ago, when I was floating around single, I used to come out here on a Friday night and take in the happy hour and try to eyeball the babes. There was usually a pretty decent selection. Had some food there. Had dinner there many, many times. Casa Mayo was also a favorite of mine. And now we've been coming every Tuesday. I don't want to give this away because all of a sudden it'd become one of those places nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded. But right now it's beautiful. The Tipperary Pub every Tuesday night with their live music. And they've been bringing sensational people in to play with the West Side Blues Band, so it's been great. Now, here's a problem, though, and if I seem a little agitated today...
Well, I'm in a great mood today. Or I should
you weren't
I
until you talked to
was.
Lubie before
Well,
the show.
no, I was on your morning show,
fine, yeah.
and this morning show I was a little fired up, and I was
No, you were
dropping
good.
the
You were good
F-bombs.
today.
I was working blue. I liked, your morning show, and, I went on a little tirade, but in the intervening hours, I've gotten some sunshine. I took a little walk.
You were eating a couple of gummies or something. Something's up with that. You were Mr. Mellow before Lubie told you about his 3-month vacation.
Well,
He wants to take it.
now-
The height of the
happening for
season.
sure.
No, we're not going to get agitated about that. But you tell me, what is the source of your agitation?
Oh, God. Well,
And-
I mean, here's the thing. I have two choices in coming to this area here, which I've been frequenting pretty much on a weekly basis for the last 6-8 weeks. And I can go A1A and go by the Hillsborough Mile, or get on Federal Highway. It might be a couple of minutes quicker, but, for the differential and the scenic route, it's absolutely gorgeous. I think it's one of the most beautiful drives of any
Hillsborough
short stretch.
Mile and all
Very
that
beautiful.
Anywhere in the country. I know Pacific Palisades is spectacular
Well,
for
obviously.
400 miles, but that little brief stretch there where you see the internet, I mean, not the internet, the inlet.
Intercoastal.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
inlet with the
Yeah.
lighthouse,
Yeah.
which is where your
Oh,
better
it's so
half is
beautiful.
working now, right?
Right there at Hillsborough Club. Be there today, and I'm going to spend her free play at the casino. So anyway, this gets into a gambling thing. So I decide, and I got in a vicious argument with a guy. I mean, these real estate people are out of their minds sometimes. They're having trouble selling homes. Nobody can get a mortgage. And
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I tell,
What do you got? What kind of subs?
she's got everything there.
Oh, it's a
Nice.
friend's order.
There you go.
Looks like she's
Looks
got enough for the
a
whole
party.
club.
There you go.
You're not going to make it to your car with that. I mean,
I might jump in there. Enjoy.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we're doing
no.
it. It's
We
not
do
a real
a
estate
food
show. It's
show.
an anti-real estate
Yeah,
show.
it's a real estate complaint. So anyway, I stop in on the Hillsborough
He's a
Mile,
pro.
and I
sorry to
made
interrupt.
an offer on a house.
Wait.
Okay?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I made an offer on a house. I told the guy it was going to be an all-cash offer.
Right.
And could we go under contract right now because I don't want anybody taking this property on the Hillsborough Mile. The house was $35 million.
Right.
And
you.
so
You did.
the guy said, well, can you write me a deposit check? I said, no, I'll have the money tomorrow when I hit the Powerball.
Powerball. Yeah.
And he looks at me like I'm a jerk.
Oh,
Like I wasn't going to hit it, and told me, insinuated that I was wasting his time.
Not only
So I
wasting his
can't
time,
wait to
you're
go back
wasting
there.
my time. I'm going to storm off the set and get a Yoo-Hoo now. What would you like to drink? Because I forgot to get our drinks.
That's great.
Any
I'll
of
take a
those
Yoo-Hoo.
fine sodas, man. Yeah, I knew I would get them.
So did this really? Oh, but did this really happen, or you're just being?
No,
told-
of course
okay.
I'm making it
But
up.
what are you pissed about? Oh, so you're not even pissed about that? Okay.
No, I'm fine. I couldn't be happier. It's great to be alive.
You even
I'm
got
on a
me.
Mike Mayo show. I mean,
You
couldn't
even
be
got
any
me
better.
after all this time. You got
And
me.
I ran into a bunch
bunch
Do
of
you like the
fans.
cream soda?
Cream soda is great. I do want
Cream's
one of
good,
those
man. The
eventually.
black
You want a
cherry
Yoo-hoo?
is
Like
the
I
best.
saw
Yoo-hoo's old
these
school. I
Yoo-hoos.
love
All right,
Yoo-hoo.
we're here at Seaside Subs.
Is that one of your go-to drinks?
I mean, back in the day.
Well, it makes me think of Yogi Berra back when he was pitchman for Yoo-hoo
Oh,
when
that's
I
funny. I
was
didn't even know
growing
that.
up in Brooklyn. And back then we had the bottles. Like, can you shake a can and it
Yes,
won't
Yoo-hoo you
explode?
can.
You do have to shake it up a little bit.
Yoo-hoo, you
Yeah,
have to
Yoo-hoo
shake
is it's an
it's not
essential.
carbonated.
I
Because
love
the
seeing
syrup
Yoo-hoo.
would kind of drop down to the bottom there.
Now, what would be funny is when you read the ingredients in a
You don't
Yoo-hoo,
wanna do
because I'm a big proponent of like real food.
You remember the ad slogan?
No, what was the ad
It's
slogan?
me-he for you.
Me-he for Yoo-hoo.
That
Right.
sounds
There
so
has some
Yogi
guy
Berra.
go, it's me-he for you.
Oh
Can
my
you imagine?
God.
Now
That's
it's
classic.
diabetes.
Some guy got paid a fortune to come up with that.
That's
Well,
stupid.
now my slogan's it's diabetes 2 for Yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
Water, high fructose corn
Yoo-hoo's not
syrup,
when you want to know the ingredients.
whey from
Less in
milk,
calories than this Dr. Brown's.
cocoa. And there's all kinds of
But you don't read the
sodium
ingredients on
concentrate.
something like
There's
that.
nothing real in here. There's soy
Yeah.
lecithin. There's diglycerides. There's all kinds of stuff. Somehow it comes out to a tasty beverage that harkens back to my youth on the playgrounds
Are
of
you
Brooklyn.
getting photobombed by a guy with a parrot on his shoulder? Oh, no, that's just a big hat. Okay.
This is we've got
Where are we? Key West?
we've got the nice well, Deerfield has a bunch of characters.
Yes.
And character.
Yes, it
Every
does.
time I go to Tipatina, why do I keep
What
saying
is
Tipatina?
is he touting DeSantis with that hat?
I
What is it?
think
know,
it's the
no.
opposite. I think it's
No.
more on our side, but still, we're trying to. We
He
don't be
has a
political
curse
here.
word written on the hat.
Yeah, we're not trying
and
to
it
be
says,
political
I
here.
am an a-hole, I think, on
And,
it.
but it's a picture
So-
of, I think, a
Well,
former
it seemed
president.
that way when he was standing behind us. I would agree.
And we don't like to use the profanity
Let
here
me
on the
give you a
Lunchbox.
quick lesson, though. And never read the ingredients of something that you know is going to be horribly laced with real crap if you're going to go ahead and consume it anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean, now that I drink this, I'm saying to myself, why did I ever drink this when I was young? It tastes like absolute.
look at this. Oh,
the
my
lovely Dawn is
God.
here.
Wow.
I know you guys are slammed, so we're not going to see you, but
That-
she's
that
dropping
looks
in the
good.
first
That
of
looks good.
what could be many
That
subs
looked like the
here
Italian.
at Seaside Subs. Andrew and Dawn are the couple that run the joint, and I love places like this because it's you get that
They
true
cut
mom
it in
and pop
thirds,
feel.
too, knowing we were three people.
They know that we're three people.
Wow.
They don't want me kind of.
They know your reputation.
Yes, they do know my reputation.
Can I ask
So-
you a question? Did you cut that in thirds because you've seen him eat on the show before? yeah, when he slimes every sandwich. Nice.
Well, they brought you a tuna, and it's got Swiss cheese. How do you feel about cheese with your tuna? So,
I like provolone, Swiss, whatever.
okay, so
Yeah,
you
it's all
approve
fine, yeah.
of the construction of
No,
the tuna
that
sandwich.
looks absolutely fantastic.
Looks like Lubie is pulling another real estate deal. He might actually be buying
he
that
might
house.
be backing me up on that Hillsborough,
On the Hillsborough Mile.
purchase. Yeah.
He's
Do
got.
you believe they wouldn't let me assume that I was going to win the Powerball? I
I,
take that as on faith as a down
if I were to
payment.
you, I would have just left the check and then just say, "Don't cash it till tomorrow."
Well, we
And
have the
then-
mini version going today here with the possible pick 5 on the Breeders' Cup. I brought my little newspaper just in case here for my New York
Okay,
Post.
talking about the Breeders' Cup, I was not doing a real estate transaction. I
Okay.
don't do that during the show when I'm on with you guys. That was a special guest
Oh.
that the number was given to by Mr. Michael Mayo,
Oh, is he on?
who is doing exactly what you said he was doing, and he called to say, "I don't have time. I'm too busy handicapping."
You could use his name. He's a sponsor. We love
Joey
him.
Esposito.
Joey
Esposito.
Esposito.
So he's going to try and call back in about a half an hour,
Okay, good.
and we can get him on himself to talk about what's
well,
going
that
on.
would be lovely because Joey Esposito, proprietor of
Look at this.
Cafe
thing, man.
That's a
Seville,
nice tuna.
in
That was great.
you know what?
Wow.
I got to put the tuna on your
Try
side
not to
because this is
slime
gonna-
anything before.
But Joey Cafe Seville and his gang. There's a crew that went up to Lexington, Kentucky, Keeneland Racecourse, the Breeders' Cup, day 1 of 2. I guess there's how many races? Defo?
5
14.
Breeders' Cup
today,
races,
5
and I think
today.
5 before that.
5 today, 5 Breeders' Cup juvenile races
Yes.
for 2-year-olds today, another 9 tomorrow. That's a total of 14 Breeders' Cup races. And I love Joey because he's a guy like me and you. He likes to eat, he likes to drink, and he likes to gamble.
Yeah,
and
that's all right.
and he loves his horses. He's actually now a
There's a
thoroughbred
decent
owner.
dining scene there too. I mean, you're not necessarily eating burgoo and beer cheese while you're in Lexington, although that's more than readily available. But
Now-
they have a nice little downtown area with a bunch of sort
it's-
of high-end restaurants. which are really
Lexington
good.
is a college town, obviously, because of the University of Kentucky, the Wildcats, and then also
Oh, wait.
bluegrass country in terms of all the major thoroughbred breeding farms. And it's kind of like the mecca of horse racing. So it's great to have the Breeders' Cup there. And for those of you who are more into the food than the horse talk, I apologize because today and tomorrow is like the Super Bowl for degenerates.
There's
like
nothing
me.
better than shooting a breeze and maybe finding a place like this before you go out to Keeneland, and then bringing in your own stuff. That would be the move. If you could find a place like
That's what's cool
Seaside
about
Subs there.
Well,
My
places
God.
like that.
That was, this brings me back to my days
This looks
in
marvelous.
Brooklyn,
It really
and when I used to first go out to Belmont Park in the springtime, and we'd go every year, me and my brother and a couple of his friends, we would get tickets to go to the Belmont Stakes. And invariably, this was back when they were much more lenient in terms of bringing in coolers, and you could actually set up and have a whole, case full of beer, a cooler full of
You'd
beer.
set up a picnic for the whole
Yeah,
family.
That's so cool.
But I would actually get seats in the grandstand overlooking probably about between the 16th and the finish line. But we would stop off a place in Canarsie in Brooklyn called Sonny's Heroes, and he would pile up the meats just sky high. It would have been a sandwich that put the puny little thing I made yesterday that you like to ridicule.
No,
to
that
shame.
was a prison sandwich. It
It was
really
terrible.
was.
It was a bad-looking sandwich, but it was a perfectly composed and very tasty sandwich.
You
But
could have got yourself arrested, gone to the Broward County Jail for a day, and then had the spam sandwich there, and it would have been more appetizing than what you showed on the
It
program.
wasn't
yesterday.
that bad.
well, today we're going to make up for it.
You
more.
were making up for it
Yeah.
for
So
last time.
today, Seaside Subs. It reminds me of the Sonny's
Look at
Heroes
that thing, man.
because
the bread is
because
different.
not only
Wait a minute, I got to.
do they have it nice piled high, but they
Look
have
towards Lubie when you take
It's
that
gonna
first bite.
splash.
Oh, yeah.
It's like my
It's
splash
dripping.
guard.
already, yeah.
no. But Sonny's Heroes, we'd pick up these huge, beautiful heroes. We call
Yeah,
them in New
yeah.
York, not hoagies or subs or grinders. And we would package them up and bring them to the track, and we'd get a couple of bags of potato chips or pretzel rods, and then just chow down on the sandwiches all day long before the big race. But we would get things like this. And again, I can't stress enough how to have like the crusty semolina, the Italian roll, the sub roll like this.
All right.
And I have got the Italian here. I've got some, it looks like roasted peppers on here. It's dripping with the
You
beautiful olive
you better
oil.
dive into that. Yeah,
I'm going in.
And,
Oh, look at
here
this
we go.
great
And
Mike
we're
Mayo.
here at
Dripping
Seaside Subs, and
Christine
I love
show
this.
on a Friday here as he gets ready to
Oh,
become
I
a
miss
total
it.
degenerate.
My favorite is
He
watching the Mayo
shovels
man eat.
most of it in there. You gotta give
How do
him
you do
a
half of a
gotta give him an
a
8
third
on
of
the
a
bite.
sub?
All 3 judges give him an 8 on the bite.
Andy Man's right. Like you
wow.
have your mouth. What is it?
If you had to be identified, if you just passed out now, they could use your bite for the dental records right there.
Right
Look
there,
at
the
that
DNA.
That's
I
You
don't
don't
think-
need the DNA. You just got the
I don't
dental.
think any of the horses at Keeneland could have taken a bite like that out of a thing of hay. I mean, that was pretty good, Mike. How is it?
spectacular.
That's fantastic. That
Can
bread.
you really enjoy it though when you have like a full stuffed mouthful of
Hey,
everything?
you want me to nibble like a rabbit?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you'd figure a little more
Does it hurt
sophistication.
you? Like if you eat like that, is it painful?
I hurt his feelings that I said he, would
That's a
have
good
some
stuff.
dining etiquette.
These guys do a great job.
God.
It'd be helpful if I had a napkin, but I'm just going to wipe the
Here,
schmutz off
use
my
this
face.
newspaper.
New York Post.
I'll be wiping the floor with this later with my selections. That'll be great.
Anyway, that was good. It's good stuff. You should come out here. The Cove Shopping Plaza. It's right off
This place
Hillsborough.
is great, man. They have everything.
they
It's
have a lot of good stuff
shopping
here. I
center.
mean, they really do.
I know I've been to Casa Mayo with the professor, and they do a really good job, and they do some different stuff.
Oh
with
yeah,
it.
no, the Casa Maya.
Mexican-
Because Emilio, I've known him a long time. Emilio Dominguez, who runs Casa Maya, a really kind of traditional, authentic Mexican restaurant. They have a beautiful tequila bar in the back area too. But they're one of the few places where you can go in there and you get things like a mole, which is
Yep.
truly a mole with like
Yep.
31 different. Are people depositing
Yes.
trash in our
No,
baskets?
customers
no,
are
no,
actually
she
bring it
heard
in.
me say I need a
grossed out by
napkin.
you.
Oh, that was
That-
nice. That people
You need a
actually have
bib,
courtesy.
They see you dripping. That they're like,
First, we had this
"Here."
maniac stalker standing behind us with a Trump sign on his head, and then
Oh, look,
now
look
we
at this.
got. Oh, wow, look
There
out!
it is. That
Is that a
Is
big
that
day?
it?
That's a big
No, I
day.
think
Oh,
that's a chicken
parm,
parm, man.
Oh, that's
Come
a chicken
on,
parm. I
Mayo.
can't even see. It's I'm
You're
getting a little.
slacking.
Oh wow, she's cutting it into little pieces.
Smart.
That
I
is,
like
we're gonna
this
let that
Don.
cool off for a
This
second.
Don
I'm so
gets it.
excited. I mean, I'm gonna be eating. I got my Yoo-hoo. I don't have my racing form. I have it in my
So
phone.
was it always a debate whether to get a Yoo-hoo? Because Yoo-hoo, wasn't as good as like a Coke or 7-Up. and you had to decide whether you wanted to come
Oh,
in.
you know what? I'm
and
getting into the really good,
drop down to you.
the rich,
Yeah.
frothy part, because I guess I didn't shake enough. That first sip kind of tasted a little thin and metallic and
Was
chemical.
Yogi Berra still representing him when you were a kid?
Yes, I said that. The
Uh,
Yogi Berra commercials is what hooked me on the
That's
Yoo-hoo.
interesting.
And he was the one that said it's me, he for you.
Me, he for
That
you.
sounds like a
Imagine that.
Yogi,
All
Yogi
the things
line.
he said.
Yogi
was
for
That
you.
sounds like a Yogi
Um,
line.
No, now that I'm getting into it, it's just bringing back all those memories of playing stickball and stoop ball and going down to the corner store and getting a pack of baseball cards and getting a couple of Yoo-hoos.
Oh, okay.
My
That's what
corner
this-
store didn't have egg creams. It wasn't a full luncheonette counter. So we had to settle for the Yoo-hoos instead
These
of
are
the
for us to
egg
eat if
cream.
you want to eat.
I love this stuff. I love this stuff even more.
Are you going to be
Defo,
able to?
are you
You're
gonna
not
go?
gonna
I'm
try it?
diving in a little while. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
you
not
don't
sure
wanna-
where I'm going to start.
I thought we
here today.
made a breakthrough the other
Yeah,
day
no, he was doing
at
well.
Louis Bossy when
Louis
we started
Bossy's is good,
shoveling
though.
down the.
What was that pasta dish again? Because I want to order that when I go somewhere else.
So it's called an amatriciana. Usually it's with
Is
bucatini.
it fairly traditional at
yeah.
most Italian
A
restaurants? that do
Roman
their own
dish,
thing?
not a lot. Actually, not most. It's a kind of a dish that
That's bigger than
you see it on the better Italian restaurants, but the usually with bucatini. But he made it with spaghetti, house-made spaghetti there at Louis Bossy in Boca.
That was
The
delicious.
spaghetti amatriciana. Amatriciana means it's like a little bit of a
Amatriciana.
spicy, zesty tomato base with this guanciale, which is the pork jowl. So it's kind of like a bacon porky thing that gives it a little fattiness. Usually some red pepper flakes. Just a good, deep, rich tomato sauce, and I loved it. That was good. And you were shoveling it on the air.
No, I
It was
thought it was
great.
great. Yeah, no,
I
it
was
was
very
fantastic.
happy to see you.
That antipasta platter that he put out there was also really, really tasty. The cheese was great. Lubie slobbered down most of the salami. And that pizza, I have to say, it was really very much. I mean, it looked like and
Well,
tasted
it was
like
very
straight
Neapolitan.
Italian.
what you got
Very
in Italy.
straight
It
Italian.
really did.
True Neapolitan style, soft and a little bit chewy and doughy and wet on the inside, but the flavor is absolutely good. Let me get an instant review here. Lubie is
Lubie.
going in and tearing up that chicken parm.
Now he's eating like he used to in the past here.
Yeah, that's good. I like to
Well, the
see
sauce
that.
goes everywhere.
I'm corrupting everybody on the
you
anniversary week of the Lunchbox. It's
You are
wonderful.
so. I love chicken parm. My wife's not a big fan. Mike Mayo is a big fan of the chicken parm sub. I like it as well, but it always feels like it sort of is missing something.
Right.
I don't know if I can ever have it any other way. The fact that they use the vodka, a la vodka.
What do you want? The
No,
current one there?
I'll take the
The,
end.
vo-
You get
yeah,
whatever.
the smaller ones are what I should have done.
Yeah.
I would have gone for those.
Yeah, that's all right.
The fact that
Defo's
they
going
this
in. That's
one
good.
is
Got
better
that?
for me.
Okay. Yeah, you got
That's
he's good.
Defo's.
Yeah.
So the fact that they add the vodka sauce, it adds a nice flavor,
Good
and a
dimensions.
creaminess that a chicken parm doesn't usually have. I give. I don't know. I hate using the term the best because
Chicken
that
parm
feels
sub.
timely. But I will say this is as good as I've ever had, and I like what the Pizza Spot does.
No,
Add some, and you're right. The bread adds a nice crisp.
he uses the semolina, the true semolina Italian bread that gives it the outside crunch. It might be a little too crunchy for septuagenarian here. I don't know
That's
how
fine.
his
No, that's
teeth
not
and
my
denture
argument with you.
situation
See,
is.
you
but
like to
He loves to
portray
poke
things
at you.
completely falsely.
He loves to
I
poke
know,
at
I
you.
do. I'd like to do that.
The
I
fact
like
that you despise the spotted subs because they don't have
okay,
the
he's
crunchy
putting
bread.
words in my
He
mouth.
never said despise.
you didn't despise them when they were laying you on to about
Exactly,
5 different large ones,
exactly.
but and your mind changed. I'll give you credit. At least you became open minded.
I like their
I
product.
actually
respect
I like
their
this bunch of
subs.
fine. What I'll say is, the chicken part of it is really unbelievably good.
Yes.
Because a lot
I'm
of times
going
you go
in.
to places and you're thinking, okay, it's not an Italian restaurant. How good could they make a chicken parm?
Exactly.
And your place, V&S, supposedly has a really, really good chicken parm sub. I've had it other places, and the chicken is like chewy and tough.
Yep.
This fantastic. I mean, you can tell they do a great job just looking at the ingredients. But
Yep.
this chicken parm sub is worthy of any Italian restaurant that you would go into anywhere in the country.
It's piping hot too,
Yes.
and
It's fresh. Yep.
I gotta give him credit. I know that you don't like this particular style of the crunchy
No,
semolina.
I never said that. Never in my
It's not
lifetime
his-
did I
his-
ever say that. I just said that your obsession with it
Yes.
over all other considerations
We don't think
is
about
so
it.
limited. It's much like the way you're presenting this argument. Trying to put it on me. That's fine.
And I never said that I hate La Spada's bread.
You did
It's
not
just
say
a little
that.
bit softer.
Yeah, you were like
and
it's
chewy.
mushy,
It's
and
mushy.
you came
It's
up
a
with a lot
mushy
of
bread.
clever.
I mean, they have all different
things.
styles,
Yeah.
and everybody. Food is subjective. There's no right or wrong answers. It's what a particular person likes most. To me, when I'm eating subs.
See, that belongs on a piece of bread like that.
Yeah,
It really does.
It's a hefty thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he makes these cutlets are beautiful, and it's like you said, the
chicken's
chicken
really
is that
unbelievably good.
pure
Yeah.
white breast meat, and they fry it up fresh with the coating, the batter, and
Do we give him a hard enough time on the show?
This person who's chatting is like cold cut talk only in Miami. You get everything here on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Cold cuts, chickens, horse racing.
And I've never had it with the vodka sauce. And you're right, Lubie. It adds that different dimension to the straight tomato sauce, which
was this the first thing you ordered here?
Yes. Well, I came here with Tom Tanazzini. He
Tommy
said,
T is usually
Tom T had a day off.
Good
he
job,
said, you
Tom
got to
Tanazzini.
meet me for lunch. These are good people, and I trust Tom when it comes to food.
Yes.
Because he knows how to make it and he knows how to eat it.
Yep.
And I met him here, and we had a whole smorgasbord of subs, much like we're doing today, where I was sampling different things. The Big Dave, the chicken parm. There's something, I guess, a turkey one that's has like turkey and bacon. That's a really good one also.
That is great.
I mean, they have a two-sided, double-sided menu here that everyone looks
It's really creative.
Every sub and creation looks delicious, and I want to run down the whole menu, but this chicken parm, the vodka sauce, you're right. The vodka gives it that little bit of like creaminess and a little bit of a tang.
Yep.
That it just adds a whole new dimension.
That would
to
be
the
worth
chicken.
going out of your way for. Right there.
The funny thing is, I literally called Shirley, my wife, when I saw it to tell her, because we love vodka sauce, because we love penny alla vodka, and she's like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting." Like, I don't think she understands that. I think this is the first chicken parm I could bring to her that she will enjoy. Like, she's weird about chicken parm.
Yeah.
It feels Italian. It doesn't just feel like, you put chicken and cheese together. Like,
what kind of bread is she into? Does she like this good crunchy Italian bread or the soft, soggy bread?
See, Devo's not wrong. If you're gonna use terms like soft and soggy, then that has a bad connotation.
You're condemning a whole genre of bread. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what the bread that this
we never talk about the bread. I'm not gonna. Defo's not. I'm more like Defo, where I don't think about the bread as much. Now I do because of you.
Well, if you only like one type and you're narrow-minded and you're supposed to be this universal food critic, drinking a yoo-hoo and complaining about all the other sandwiches.
Defo, I'll eat anything you put in front of me, and then probably something you put in front of the next table.
No, it's good.
So, hey, you know what? Let's take a little our first break today, and here we are
with us.
venturing out and about, and we're up in the northeastern part of the county, and Deerfield Beach is beautiful. They have a beautiful pier and a beachfront here, and it's part of what we love to do with the Visit Lauderdale folks. And Nikki Mohan will be getting together with her next week, I think next Wednesday. And Greater Fort Lauderdale, Visit Lauderdale welcomes everyone under the sun, no matter where you are, what part of the county. And it also means all you foodies out there, culinary explorers, cocktail connoisseurs, the craft beer aficionados. I like my craft beer too.
Yes.
Come one, come all. Get ready to savor every flavor and every moment, especially these wonderful subs here. We've got little mom and pop shops scattered about. We've got dockside dining with breathtaking views up and down along the coast and the intracoastal. Got lively cafes in downtown along Las Olas Boulevard. Award-winning chefs serving up every type of cuisine imaginable. Come stay and play in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Discover all the taste sensations and more at more than 4,000 restaurants. It is a unbelievable scene here. Explore thrilling nightlife and also craft breweries along the Visit Lauderdale Ale Trail, hidden speakeasies, rooftop bars, all kinds of great mixologists serving up amazing cocktails. It's a never-ending culinary celebration here in Greater Fort Lauderdale, and everybody's invited. So for more information about the latest deals and events, go to visitlauderdale.com.
Seaside Subs, man, a home run. You're right about this place. I mean,
when am I wrong, Defo?
Apart
from the gambling, the horses,
picks,
I'll give you bad horse picks sometimes.
That's okay.
Although lately I've been warming up.
You've been on the money, which
I've
is
been
really,
warming
really
up.
good. And you're wising up in terms of your money management and how to manage the fact that if there's a way to lose, we will find it. And now you're covering your tracks with the back wheel.
Yep.
So you're just on a roll. But you're on a roll here. This is absolutely fantastic. And we're not talking Kaiser. What is that bread called again?
It's like semolina,
Semolina.
Italian bread. Yeah, with the
but
sesame
that's how you
seed.
should have an Italian sub.
Absolutely.
It feels like it.
Let's take a break. And by the time we're back, you won't see either one of these pieces.
Yeah, we're going to get a replacement sandwich here.
I don't know. All right, that's good. We'll be back.
More Mike Mayo's Lunchbox after this.
After this. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans. For 30 years, they've been doing a great job. The original location, West Side, 3303 Sheridan Street, just across from TY Park in Hollywood. And there's the East Side location, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. You go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late in both locations. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent. Looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more? Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally, and they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Oh, we're back here at Seaside Subs in Deerfield Beach in the Cove Shopping Plaza.
What's left on the table here? I didn't touch this tuna yet. I'm going to take that with me.
I might have to sample a bite just
You're
to
gonna have to
compare
try
it and rate it, because I know you love certain tuna subs around town, and I have to weigh in.
Las Patas makes a great one.
Las Patas tuna was very, very good.
Before I found out what was in it, I actually at one time liked Subway.
Oh no,
Yeah, that's the things I used to like Subway. Yeah.
And then I didn't believe that Serena was actually eating there, although it looked like she might have been before the U.S. Open.
There's a place near me in Dania, Hollywood, on Sterling Road called M&M Subs, and they have an excellent tuna sub.
Surprisingly, too, one of the better sub places, although they were a little unconventional, was the one right before you get to Hard Rock Stadium. And it's
it's
on
called
that
Sub Center on 199th
and they have another location also
on Hollywood Boulevard.
They have a different approach,
which I go to.
Good subs, not bad.
I'm sorry to step on you, but Sub Center had 2 locations, and I go to the one sometimes Hollywood Boulevard 441. They have besides an excellent tuna sub there as well, they do some decent cheesesteaks. And they sell these little chocolate chip cookies. You know how some of these high-end cookie stores are around now, whatever
With
you want to call it.
marshmallow and brownie.
Yeah, whatever.
and
They're
peanut
$5 a
butter.
cookie. This place, they still sell them for you get 3 for $1.50, and they're like fresh baked and they're good.
You know, I lived once before anybody knew who this guy was. The guy that owned famous Amos Cookies.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Amos,
God! Are you
What's his
kidding
name?
me?
Amos.
His name was Amos,
That's good.
and
That's great.
there was like
Everyone
an
knows
arcade
Amos.
at the end of the block. I
Did
lived
he have
on.
a friend named Andy?
Deerfield
No, but
knows
he had
Amos.
some friends in Hollywood that bankrolled him.
Oh, nice.
And he opened up a little cookie store, and this was before they started marketing them all over the world. And he was always busy in there. And then I couldn't believe it. He started literally from like a little hole in a wall joint,
Yep.
and blossomed into an international
Oh, I
commodity.
remember
funny.
those
You know
cookies
Amos.
sprouted everywhere. They
But it
used
was
to
right
have.
at the end of the street I lived on. We
They
used to walk over
then
there.
they came to New York, and I remember when I was going to high school in Manhattan, and
In
the
the
famous
bags.
Amos shops used to open up, and they'd have lines around the block when they first
It was
opened.
pretty incredible.
It was
yeah.
like when they would open up those the donut shop. What's the Krispy Kremes? You know, like
What
I remember-
happened with that now? Is that craze kind of died
I
down?
guess it's died down because it used to be anytime a Krispy Kreme would open, people would
Yeah.
camp out
Yeah.
and they would give away these passes to get free donuts for a year, and people would set up shop for the Schnorrs
Now
and
it's only
Schleppers
true
like
of
me.
Chick-fil-A, where you think it
Chick-fil-A
was
is
a
like that
Costco
always.
gas station,
Forget about
$1
it.
off.
And I like Chick-fil-A, but I mean,
Yeah.
come on, it's a chicken sandwich.
Hey, so we're here, Seaside Subs. I mean, we're celebrating National Sandwich Day a day late, and
Yeah, so-
hopefully not.
Well,
a
this
few
would have been the
dollars
way to go, other than that prison sandwich.
No,
that you
but I
had.
wanted to be here on a Friday and
Yeah.
give us easy access to go to our favorite parimutuel
straight
for
to the
Fridays.
degenerate road.
And
yeah.
guess who's going to be meeting us there today, Defo?
Oh, I understand there's going to be a celebrity arrival.
It might
Obama, is he coming out? No, he was in town.
no politics, no
Stumping for,
politicians.
Val
My
Demings.
man Dickstein, who
Dickstein. Wow.
Dickstein from the Best of Delray Beach app, and now seen star in the latest edition of Boca Del Rey magazine. There's they did a feature on some of the big Facebook groups in the Delray area because they have a very lively
They mention
Facebook
your name?
group. Nah, they met. Look, Let's Eat South Florida. We're regional,
Yeah.
but there's 3 of these big Facebook communities. There's in Delray Beach, including Best of Delray Beach. Which is part of our app. Dickstein was a part of this 3-person panel that they interviewed, and
Oh, yeah?
he looks like a media baron, a media mobster, really gangster.
Rupert
He's-
Murdoch.
Yeah,
all
no,
of a
he's
sudden.
he's poised to take over the world. But Dickstein and I, we had every time when you're starting up an app, there's all these little hurdles and stumbles. Sometimes we go at each other, sometimes we go at other people, but it's all copacetic today. And I said, you know what? Today he loves the NBA. He's so excited the NBA season is back. He just sits at his TV and watches it all night
They've
long.
had some good games lately.
Yeah, no, and I told him, I said, Dickstein, this is like the NBA season opener for you. I said, Breeders' Cup Day, day 1, day 2. I said, this is our Super Bowl all road. Like this, we love. He goes,
Will he bankroll some of our bets
We'll
if we
see.
decide to include him and just follow our picks? And
I think at this point he might be looking to us to fund some of his bankroll. So, no, I'm looking forward to just getting out there because I love today, tomorrow. Joey Esposito, as I was saying, he's up there with a group in Lexington.
And so he's there, right?
He
Because
might
the
be-
sound, I heard
he just
horses
sent
in the
me a
background.
picture that he's
so-
I
on
know
the
of 2
apron
other crews
of
that
the
are up
track.
there also.
Yeah,
that are friends of
and
mine.
yeah, and it's a great place to go this time of year, and usually a little bit cooler weather. I understand
Yes,
they're
it's so
having
beautiful up there.
some warm weather, but Joey sent me a picture from there, and he's just going to have a blast with some of his friends, some of his sports buddies that work there at the University of Kentucky, and I hope they hit it big. And the nice part of Breeders' Cup, Defo, right? All you need is to hit one because there's such big fields. There's no really
But
such
you
thing.
can find something. I mean, I used to love a horse called Lee de Justice. I don't know if you remember this horse. A big white animal, raced primarily on the West Coast. He came in here and ran second. They backwheeled him, of course. He was a horse that came from the clouds. Looked like a cloud coming up as he was passing horses. Passes like 16 horses, gets right up to the winner. And unfortunately, for most people that had him to win, falls a nose hair short. I get him with the back wheel. He was 30-1. The horse that won was just like your Bomarooskies.
Yep.
And in those giant fields, like you said, I was getting clobbered the entire time. And all of a sudden,
All you need
I'm
is
walking
one.
out of there up 2
I
times.
remember I had one of the biggest scores of my horse racing career at a Breeders' Cup. I wasn't at the Breeders' Cup. I was actually up in Detroit for a Dolphins game. It was the day before.
How unfortunate.
And this
Yeah.
was before the advent of internet wagering and having all the apps so you could just bet anywhere
What
you are.
degenerate
I found a
loophole
place.
did you go to?
I found, I don't know if it was a harness track or something along 8 Mile. I ran into Eminem along the way. No, not
Oh,
really,
that's
but
funny.
it's like that part of Detroit.
Yeah.
And I found some pari-mutuel facility where I was able to get down some bets. And I think it was the year, it was right after 9/11, and there was who was it that won for America? I forgot the.
You know, we're going to get a sponsor from a memory loss thing.
We need Prevagen.
Prevagen. Every
We need
story
some-
is like,
the Yankees, the World Series, what are you talking about?
Yeah, this is a great story. The bottom line is, I hit a pick 5 for $5, and it came back like $5,000, and I was very. I put like $30 into
that's
the
sweet.
pick. No, it was a pick 3 for $5 that I was able to. Key,
5 dimes, nice.
Yeah, so it's great because all you have to be is a little bit right, and you can make a lot of
Well,
money.
let's hope we're on our game today. I mean, we're certainly off to a good start here. with
This
food.
is
Yes.
filling
So,
my
so the
belly.
review of the Italian was what? Where are you going if you're coming back here? You can only eat one sandwich.
Well,
so far,
I was going to go down the
and we're
menu
going to get
because
one of those roast beef specials.
the-
coming
I
up,
wanna
too.
yeah, the
try
Big
this thing,
Dave is
but it's
coming,
massive.
but I wanted to. I think the first time I was here with Tom T, we had the Point Break, which
That
listen
looks
to this.
interesting
This is
too, yeah.
good.
Great movie. by the way.
Turkey, fresh mozzarella, lettuce, roasted red peppers, pesto mayo,
Yep.
oil, vinegar, salt, and pepper. That's called the Point Break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds good. I think I had it, and I would want to order it again. This Italian.
Well, were they
is
eating those in that Swayze movie? No, they were like grilling burgers, I think. And Robin Banks. That was
Not quite sure,
Yeah.
but they got all kinds of things. They got the Dockmaster, all kinds of combos with roast beef and bacon and cheeses.
curious to see because you were absolutely crowing about this hot roast beef sandwich. that they
Well,
had.
let's see. It'll come out, and maybe
Yeah.
we'll get a chance to,
Talk
if
to
it calms down a little
Mr.
bit.
Andrew.
They have been doing a steady lunch stream, and they say every day is different. Like some days they just get absolutely slammed during the lunch rush, and some days it comes in dribs and drabs. But on a beautiful Friday of a weekend,
This is the day to grab a couple of subs here at Seaside, roll down to that Hillsborough Inlet. They have a little park there, like area with like picnic tables and things like that, and just hang out and watch the boats go by and the seagulls fly. I mean, I was waxing poetic with Lubie this
I was going
morning.
to say, I was just about to play
Yeah.
all the music right now.
And you know, I mean, there is an inherent beauty here to South Florida that, combined with great food, is really enhanced. I mean, your
Yes.
enjoyment of life. So, but that would be perfect. The beach or something like that. This would be a great place.
Yeah, what's
to
funny
go.
because I'm
Stop
from
by.
out west, and whenever we do these shows, Mayo has us for some reason always in the Dania area. I don't get out to Deerfield Beach very often. I get out to Pompano. We do art trivia's. You know, I get the Coral Springs area, Sunrise Plantation, Dania, Miami. I don't get to Deerfield a lot, but it's sort of like this hidden gem.
Uh-oh.
And I think this is it. I think this is the sandwich we've been waiting
Everything's
for.
fantastic, by the way. Absolutely
Everything's
amazing.
been amazing. But
Amazing.
Deerfield is this
Very
place that has really come up in the last few years and has a lot of these really cool restaurants that I don't get out too often, but I need to get to more.
How'd you pull this off, Mayo, by the way? How'd you
It's
make
like
these
8
arrangements?
sandwiches.
Yeah. He's on his 4th sandwich, which
And
is
he's
good.
eating all of them. You and I.
And you haven't
sort of-
stopped. I mean, and you're still conducting the show as the ringmaster here. Now,
Can we just put one of these
I
into 3?
definitely
These are
need you to
big.
sample that.
and I haven't choked yet.
Yeah, you're
no,
still
I'm-
alive.
That's how good this is that
You
I just
annihilated
kept like
Yeah, I finished mine.
automatically.
You
I
ate
have
like
to,
3 subs so far. Yeah, pretty good.
no, I ate
I-
two
Me
thirds,
too. Me too.
one of the chicken
Defo's
parm, one
hoarding
of
the
the
tuna.
Italian, and I was waiting for this. This is
There
the
you go.
moment.
All right,
This
this we
is-
have to
this
see,
is
man.
massive.
This is you can't really see it. It
Can we
doesn't
cut
do
it in
justice.
just
Oh, hold it up.
6?
Hold
Yeah,
up,
wait,
please.
what I
Grab
gotta
one and
do-
hold it up.
And I hope
Just
I
take
don't.
one of the
Try
sandwiches.
I
not
hope
to
I don't
thumb them all,
offend
yeah.
anybody. I'm only going to touch my
No,
own. But
it's
look
yours.
at
Oh,
look
look
at the
at
cheese
that, my
pull.
God.
Wow,
And
that's
that's a
a
third
This
of
is
it.
big on Instagram with the influencers. The cheese
The
pull,
cheese, yeah.
and you
yeah.
got the melted cheese.
Wow, that
hot
looks
roast
great.
beef. It's
Wow.
dripping in juices, and I got to go in immediately, if not
You do
sooner.
it. You do it there.
And,
Michael Mayo. Okay.
Got to get the microphone out of the
Don't
way.
get
I'm going
too
to put this
crazy,
over
but,
here.
Oh, here, let me.
But
let me
happy
video the
belated
moment that
National
is.
Sandwich
Here it
Day.
is, and that's dripping. So
Look at
be
it.
careful with that. Yeah. Hot roast beef
Oh, my
with
God.
wow! Look at
Oh.
that.
It's a nice
It's got-
sandwich.
We've
I love
silenced
the
him
trying to
finally on the
talk-
show.
I love
You
the
know,
trying
where
to
we
talk
he has so
while
much
It's
chewing.
got
food in
like
his
some
mouth.
sort of wine reduction. I got to see what's on it
A
exactly.
wine
'cause
reduction.
It feels like it's got almost a.
Listen to you with a wine reduction. All right.
It's beyond just the
What's the description?
I'm trying to find the Big Dave. Where is
You
the
should
Big
be able
Dave?
to describe it from the ingredients from
I
It
the
is
should.
house-made
Here we go.
hot roast beef,
Oh,
melted
you know what it
provolone
is? It's
cheese,
the
caramelized onions.
caramelized onions that give it that
Oh,
sweetness.
that's one of my favorite.
So roast
aspects.
beef,
That's one I
provolone
have one.
cheese.
dripping off your.
Let's never stop me.
I just want a half of one. How do we do a half
Here,
of
here,
one?
here. You
I
gotta.
don't want a whole
Well,
thing.
you gotta get some
Go ahead, take the whole
utensils.
thing. You're
No,
going
I
to take
can't
it with
do
you.
a whole
All right.
Just take the middle piece.
I'll
That's a
take
little
a bite
bit
because
smaller.
Mayo.
Is it wrong of us to leave these places with doggy bags?
Well, we
you
can't,
can't
it's
eat
not,
all of this
It's
at
not better
one
to
time.
throw away
Maybe.
food.
I mean, I end up just.
It's not better to
demolishing
throw
it.
away food.
Yeah, you know
Throwing
what?
away
That's
food's never good.
the sweet caramelized onions give it almost kind of a wine flavor, almost like a good burgundy that
It sounds
with
and
the
looks
pan
great.
dripping.
Oh my
And,
God,
uh,
look at this thing.
Yeah, this isn't an
This
Arby's
thing's
roast.
insane. Oh, it's
That's
really,
for
you're
sure.
right. It does have the juice drip.
Oh, nice, man.
Oh my God. How do you eat this on
Right,
air?
right.
I've
Back
done
off
these
here,
shows
man.
way
Jeez.
too long to just eat this sandwich on air.
Sorry, people. This is the man that runs a 91,000
Yeah, but I think it's
strong
up to 92.
subscription base. And the Sun Sentinel, we no longer
It's
is
not
actually
subscription
working
yet,
for,
but-
trusts him to do this.
If you're going to be in the social media game these days, Defo, it's all about the cheese pulls, and that one
Yeah.
was extraordinary right there. So
I've seen other things pulled that were equally disgusting, but unfortunately,
Well, that's the thing. I'll give it to you. If you make it, it's both disgusting, yet it makes me want to eat it.
Oh,
I don't know why.
It's not.
but
This is not disgusting. I
No,
wouldn't
the
use
way
the word.
you
The way I
eat
eat
it,
it is
that
disgusting.
has to be their
disgusting,
biggest
but it
seller.
makes you wanna eat
I'm
it.
curious to see if
It's
that's
really
their
good. It's
biggest
delicious.
seller.
Stop eating it. That's
Yeah,
somebody stop.
no, that thing is great. The chicken parm is great. So you have the great combination here of the cold subs are phenomenal
Yes.
with like the freshest looking of ingredients, and then these hot subs
They do a really good job.
are off
Couldn't-
the chart in creativity also.
Can you imagine? And this is one of the large ones. I think it goes for like 12. Oh no, for
This
the,
is just
the
an
big
individual
Yeah, but
place.
two people could share this.
Yeah,
14. Can you imagine trying to eat one of these all by yourself? No, I mean it's
it
something
could
you
be
can
done.
split,
And I
Yeah.
can't.
and you get a couple of
After a losing
sides.
day at the track, you could probably eat one of those and maybe even throw in a half a chicken parm. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is tremendous.
I thought that was Dixie rolling in the door.
I am
here.
now breaking into the meat sweats. Now this is what a celebration.
Yes, great way
One
to
day
celebrate
late
sandwich.
of the sandwich
year.
day.
1
1
we
year
atoned for
anniversary.
Sarni thought it was very weak what we did yesterday. So
Sarni
National Sandwich Day.
didn't disparage my sandwich. He said it was a nice looking.
Most of the stuff you eat at home looks pretty. I mean, you would wonder how you ever got the job at the Sun Sentinel.
'Cause he eats
Obviously,
out.
they interviewed you outside somewhere.
He eats out a lot.
Well,
you got
here's,
the,
here's the
critics
thing,
show.
and it's what I explain to people is that in order to appreciate the highs,
You have to have the
you gotta
lows.
have your kind of like lows. And I do the lows at home when I'm by myself, and I make these sad little
The
sandwiches.
frozen, you
I
know,
make little pasta dishes with leftovers. Yesterday, I had like a
the
couple of
frozen Skyline chili.
scraps.
No, that's the
This
tells
is
us
a weird
everything.
one. I had a couple of ribs left over from Christine Lee's. I warmed that up, made some angel hair, put soy sauce, butter, and a little bit of the hot chili paste in the angel hair, and then ate it with my ribs on the side. And that's a weird construction.
Uh,
I
right
try
there.
not to judge people, but you
That would
you
disqualify
do
most people from being in the position that
come
you
up
are.
with some
That's for
things.
sure. All right. So apparently you like this.
What is he not liked?
I
No,
can't
I mean,
stop.
I've never seen, after eating 2 sandwiches, to eat this
He
as
just goes.
enthusiastically as you are is pretty amazing. I mean, it's almost
Oh,
an
my
Olympic
God.
feat.
Oh, there he is.
It's so good.
Speak of the devil.
It's
Sarni, he found a place. Look at your boy.
Man himself.
He's,
And
not,
yeah,
he's not sure which
He's
place
moping
is it.
around.
Has he
He
not
doesn't
found
know
us? You can't see
which
us through the
door it is,
window.
but our
I think you can see
man,
through the window.
the
Is he
unofficial
blind,
mascot
Sarni?
of the Lunchbox, is about to walk into Seaside Subs, the one and only.
He's got a
James
striped
Sarni.
cane.
Mr.
He's
Sarni
in there. He's a
himself.
striped cane. Oh,
and
look
he
at
is
this.
bringing
Oh, look at you.
Oh, nice. Ghost pepper. Hot ghost pepper.
anniversary gifts for us, and for
Oh,
me,
nice,
it looks
man.
like the
Oh, what's
ghost
Oh,
pepper
sure.
flavored hairs.
Mike
Sarni man.
Lunchbox.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's made
Shirts
Lunchbox
made. Wow,
t-shirts.
that's so
Lunchbox
cool.
t-shirts.
Oh wow! But I don't
Look at
know.
you,
I don't know
Mike.
if it's a rookie
Sarni man.
mistake doing it in white with the black instead of the black with the white, because
Why?
this
What
will
happens?
stain very
Oh,
easily.
whatever.
but
Well, that's good.
thank
Wow.
you very much.
Wounds, war wounds.
I love the picture of Mayo also. I mean, it's
Is
fantastic.
it a picture of Mayo? It's just a
There we go. We
lunchbox.
got our lunchbox, the
I love
official
him.
lunch. We're gonna have
Sarni's the
to make
best.
up
We can use
a
these
lot
as
of
bibs
these.
while you're eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope you
Exactly.
got me. Is it an XXL or just an XL?
They're all
Yeah, I'm
pretty
still
big.
the XL, so that's
He
good.
got me.
Not for
double
long though,
X.
Mike. You might did they shrink?
Thank you so much. And he brought it to go
Shrink.
bag. It's beautiful. So here we are on the
These are on
lunchbox.
sale at $25 a piece.
It's going to be the Mersh.
There are only 3 of them.
the
but-
Mike
but
Mayo
we're willing to
Mersh,
do
and
it for the
I would be
75.
remiss if I didn't open up the ghost
Oh,
pepper
yeah.
chips.
These will be collector's items, no doubt.
Let me get a whiff of these.
Yeah. All right. So what's the story on these chips?
Well, supposedly they're very spicy because they're ghost
I
pepper.
know,
And
ghost
ghost
pepper, I'm
pepper, as
good.
everybody knows, is the spiciest pepper known to man, the
I'm good on
highest on
ghost
the
pepper.
Scoville meter. And let's see
I'm good
if
on
they
that.
live up to their building.
All right, here we go.
I'm good on ghost
You
pepper.
got the good crunch going, so you're
Is it
already
hot or
up
it's not
one
hot?
on that.
On the front end, they go down like any other chip. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Is it hot?
Get him
I mean,
another
you already
Yoo-hoo there,
swallowed it.
Libby. Make sure he has something on hand. here.
Well,
Is it not hot at all?
I like the fact that you can just interrupt what was a food orgasm
With more
as you were
food.
eating this stuff,
Yeah, with
and
more
then
food.
just go into the potato chips. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Now on the back end, I'm getting a little bit of heat,
But it's not like bad.
but nothing ghost peppery or nothing really
Okay.
like
All right.
cringy at all. But it's a
Okay.
nice chip. I'm gonna give it a higher score than the Wise potato chips. Those
You're way off on
Greasy,
that. I mean, that
translucent.
one you just
Guys,
happen to be
with
wrong
that
about.
stupid
You, know?
debate.
and I finally did toss those bags that were sitting in my.
You probably believe the
cupboard
earth is flat
for way
also.
too
I
long.
mean, if you want to,
Hey, let's put out the good word for our friends at the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine
Yes.
Festival. That is
Yeah.
upcoming in January. And basically, if you go to vlfoodwine.com, you could check out the full schedule, get tickets. The main event is going to be on that Saturday. I believe it's January 14th at the Las Olas Beachfront Park. VIP tickets already sold out, but there's plenty of general admission tickets, and there's many tickets left for the barbecue battle the night before on the Friday, the cocktail soiree. There's going to be a big mixologist competition on that Wednesday. And if you go to vlfoodwine.com and check out the full schedule and buy some tickets, there is a place you can use a promo code of Lunchbox, and I believe you're going to get a additional discount. I should have read the memo again this morning, but I think it's 15%.
Nice.
Extra 15% off if when you punch in your tickets and make your purchase. Punch in the Lunchbox for extra savings. And me and Defo and Lubie, we're going to be there
I'm
throughout
in.
the week. I'm going to
Can't
be
wait.
judging a bunch of events, going to be enjoying ourselves. That Saturday daytime event, really nice in the sunshine, right out by the beach.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Yesterday,
blast.
last year, actually, still this year, was January of 22 when they had the last one, and it was a perfect day. So looking forward to that. Go to vlfoodwine.com. Get your tickets now. Use the Lunchbox code for extra savings.
these do have a little kick to them. You,
Yeah,
you
I'm
just
scared
don't
to
notice
touch
it
'em.
because
I'm
you've been
soft.
shoveling so much food down. But
I'm not a spicy
no, they
guy.
do have a little bit
I
of a
leave it
kick
for
to
you
them.
guys.
They taste a little gluten-free, though. I mean, I don't know. Is that possible?
What does that eat?
And a little bit of a cardboard texture to them as compared to the usual luscious and greasy Wise potato
Life
chips.
is good.
Luscious.
That might be my
Use the
might
word
be have
luscious
to be
for
my horse
potatoes.
tomorrow in the big race.
You're going to have to bet
Forget
that horse in honor
Flightline.
of your mother.
Life
man.
is good.
All right,
Yeah.
we're coming back with more here. Seaside Subs, phenomenal display. That roast beef thing looks great. Lubie hasn't even tried a bite yet.
I took
Go
a
ahead,
bite.
Lubie,
I
give-
took a bite. It's
and
messy.
what was the story?
It's really good. Like,
Really good?
It's,
All right.
It has a lot of flavor, which
All
is
right,
what you're
say,
looking
say
for
me a
from
chunk of that. I got to
This is
try that
yours.
later on there.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
So good.
Back with more in a moment here on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox with our own merchandise now.
Mersh. We got mersh. You like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style. A pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Oh, we're back on the Lunchbox. We're here on a Friday remote show from Seaside Subs in Deerfield Beach, the Cove Shopping Plaza, and we're really happy to be joined because they are slammed during the lunch hour by Dawn, one of the proprietors of Seaside
Hi.
Subs. Thanks so much for having us out.
It's great having you guys here.
Oh,
Everybody's
man.
very excited.
And I apologize for this whole mess, this pile, but the food is good. If
What is the record for consuming subs while a person is here? Because Mike's working on it.
I'm pretty sure he just hit it.
Yeah. He's had 5 different
Well,
things.
first time I came here with Tom T, we did a number also.
You
We had a
did,
lot of
actually,
different
yes.
subs because those guys, Manny and Tom, they like to eat as much as me, and we sampled a lot of things. And I'm glad to see that we got, most of your greatest hits. What are the big sellers when people come in?
Obviously, the Seaside chicken parm is hands down our #1 seller.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest one. Then
Who came up with the vodka sauce twist on it?
Andrew.
yeah.
That is Andrew's baby creation all the way, 100%. He wanted something different. It didn't want to be a typical chicken parm.
Yeah.
So he came up with the vodka sauce.
Well, and also the chicken, the way you prepare it is different than most of these places because, they might have gone down to Restaurant Depot and they throw the thing in a fryer and they put a piece of cheese on it. But this is done like a fine Italian restaurant.
Yes. We always tell everybody it's going to be at least 10, 15 minutes because we make it fresh to order right when you order
Wow.
it. So
It's proper. That's the word I would use. It's just
He
a
would
really
love to hear
proper.
that.
Tell us a little bit about the bread because it's kind of what I like when I am eating a sub. Is this kind of the Italian semolina sesame seed?
yes, the sesame seeds. Then we also have the just regular white baguette too. So
Right.
if you don't like seeds, we have that as well. But
See?
these are our hands down most popular breads.
Yeah. So you do have a variety if people want wheat or white.
Yeah,
or-
we have soft white, we have soft wheat, then we have the sesame seeds, and then we have the white baguette
Do you do anything in the gluten-free department or just help people get a salad?
salad.
Salad.
It's
Okay.
so
good.
hard to get good bread with gluten free.
Tell us a little bit of backstory. When did this place open? Because I guess it's one of those places where I walk in, I eat here the first time. I said, "What took me so long?" What's the origin story?
We are going to have our 2-year anniversary coming up in
wow.
December for this location. We were originally down across from the beach in Deerfield for a year down there. And then
Okay.
we moved over here. So 2
And-
years.
And what's the background? Why would you be crazy enough to get into the food industry and launch a new location right in the middle of a global pandemic?
Neither one of us were in the food business whatsoever. Andrew was mortgages. I was engineering.
Really?
We were bored and we decided that we wanted to do something different, not sit in front of a computer every day. So he came up with the idea, let's open a sub shop.
I think you engineer a pretty good sandwich. I
You,
don't know.
you had to draw on some kind of experience, though, to come up with the ingredients and the combinations.
We go home, we sit down and we just brainstorm. We would literally turn on football, start, talking about stuff and just putting stuff together. And then we come try it out the next day. And that's how we come up with things.
Oh, you mentioned football. I mean, catering must be outstanding for Saturdays and Sundays, especially.
They're off on Sundays, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
tell
we
'em.
are off on Sundays because we're big football.
Oh, okay.
So
They need a life too, and I'm a big proponent of work-life balance.
Yes.
So
But people can call in
yes,
massive
they come-
orders for parties, yeah.
Absolutely.
And you have the holidays coming up, so always a good idea.
Yes, 100%.
Boat parade parties and things like that.
Oh yeah.
fun.
And,
Oh, yeah.
So where are you from? And that you bring this, expertise and knowledge of
I am from
sub-construction?
Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah, so I got nothing. There's nothing really
What,
great
near
about that.
Chicago? Or
No, I'm like St. Louis. I'm 10 minutes away
Oh,
from St. Louis.
wow.
I'm right down on the border.
Alton or no? What's it
I'm
called?
close to Alton.
Okay.
We're 10 minutes from St. Alton. I'm from Belleville.
I once covered a flood in Alton.
Oh, really?
Back when I was,
He caused it, actually.
I went
That's
into
why he was
Mississippi.
there. Yeah,
next thing
yeah.
you know, it's coming up. And where's Andrew from?
Andrew's from Connecticut.
Okay.
So that's where he, and he
They-
lived in New York for a while. So he's big on his sandwiches.
I think they call it grinders in Connecticut, or do I have that
Yes.
wrong? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Grinders.
Grinders in Connecticut, Heroes in Brooklyn,
Yep.
Subs just about
Wedges.
everywhere else.
Hoagies somewhere else.
Wedges.
Whatever you
too.
call it, though, here at Seaside Subs, I call it delicious. Gets the big thumbs up from the Lunchbox. Mike Mayo recommends heartily the
Thank you.
everything.
This doesn't come
on the
easily,
menu.
even though you fed him. It doesn't come easily.
They butter me up.
We've
they
seen him
stuff
make
me.
a face right at the very
No,
first of
this-
the presentation.
You saw this when I
Yeah.
keep going, even after I've eaten more than my fair share,
Yeah.
because this is just so delicious. This hot, the Big Dave with the caramelized onions.
Yeah.
It's just a flavor bomb. I thought it was like sauteed in burgundy wine, but it's those caramelized onions that give it
Yes,
that
and
sweetness.
caramelized sweet
Oh.
peppers too.
Oh,
so
so
good.
good. Well, keep up the great work.
Well, thank
Unbelievable.
you so
Great-
much.
great
We're so
display,
happy
yeah.
you
For
guys
having
came.
us.
Wow.
And I'll be back often because I got one of my good college buddies. He's has a winter place here in Deerfield.
nice.
How
I'm
late
gonna-
are you open, by the way?
Today we're open till 6:30.
Oh, 6:30.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, closed Sundays and Mondays, But
Tuesday
the rest
through
of
Friday, 11 to 6:30, and on Saturday, 11 to 4:30.
perfect.
Beautiful.
Great
All
place
right.
to come for
Wow.
lunch. Bring you, buy a couple of subs, bring them to the beach or wherever you're going to hang out. We're going to go down to the racetrack now and try to
Nice.
scope out some winners on the Breeders' Cup.
Nice.
We'll be bringing these in.
And this is fantastic. Seaside Subs, Cove Shopping Center, Dawn and her partner, Andrew. Come on out, say hello, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Let's Eat South Florida as well. And I guess that's going to do it for this week, right? Do we have any other business?
Anniversary week.
Anniversary.
We've been doing this 1 year
First
now.
anniversary. Oh, yeah. Go to Tropical Acres for your great steaks and the wine night, half-price wine Monday and Tuesday. Twin Lobster special still going on, $35 for 2 of them. Go to Shenanigans for all the sports pub. Watch the races, watch the baseball games. The World Series still going on. College football, pro football. Shenanigans, 2 locations, Hollywood, Dania Beach. Go see my man Pat Utter and tell him that the Lunchbox sent you. Well, Dawn,
Thank you so much.
Andrew, Defo, Jim Sarney, and whatever the producer's name is, Mike Lubie Lubitz. Man, I need some Prevagen in a hurry or another bite of this delicious roast beef sandwich. For everybody on the Lunchbox, have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. And remember to enjoy every sub and sandwich.
Got your own shirts now.